So guys, in today's session, we are discussing workflows topic, guys. Okay. Workflows are used to automate the process. Workflows are used to automate the process. Okay. Guys, these workflows, you can create it on any table. You create workflow on the incident table. You can create workflow on the problem table, change request table, knowledge table. You can create workflow on any table in ServiceNow. Okay. You can create workflow on any table in ServiceNow. But to create a workflow for catalog item, you have to create a workflow on the requested item table. The table name is SC_REQ_item. Okay. Workflows are used to automate the process. You can create workflow on any table in ServiceNow. Okay, to create the workflow for catalog item, you have to create a workflow on the requested item table. You have to create a workflow on the requested item table for catalog items. First, we will create workflow on incident table. Then we will understand the rest of the things. Okay. First, I am going to create a workflow, guys. To create a workflow, you have to go to workflow editor. Okay. Under workflow, go to workflow editor here. So guys, to create a new workflow, click on new workflow here. You click on new workflow here. So this is okay. This is the place you have to provide the workflow name. Create incident task. Create incident task. Okay. So here you can select any table name, guys. You can select incident, problem, change, any table name you can select here. So I am selecting incident as a table name. Okay. I have created this workflow on the incident table. Okay. So you can see condition matches. Run the workflow always. Okay. Run if no other workflows match data. Run if no other workflows matched. Oh, okay. So this one is deprecated. Run the workflow always. Run if no other workflows matched. Okay. So you can keep the condition. Only when the condition is met, the workflow will be triggered. Okay. So you created a workflow on the incident table, guys. So this is called workflow canvas. This is called workflow canvas. In the workflow canvas, you can see begin activity, end activity. These are actually called activities. This is begin activity. This is actually called end activity. Okay, this line, you can click on this line, use backspace to remove this line. If you want to tag this line, you can just use the cursor and you can actually tag this line. You can click on the line. You can use backspace to remove the line. So this is actually called workflow canvas. In the workflow canvas, you are able to see begin activity and end activity. Guys, if you see checked out by me, you can see checked out by me. Guys, you can edit the workflow only when it is in the checkout state. If you just click on this hamburger menu, so once you are done with the workflow, you will publish it. When the workflow is in the published state, okay, when the workflow is in the published state, now it is in the published state. You can't modify the workflow. You can't modify the workflow when it is in the published state. You can only modify the workflow when it is in the checkout state. You have to check out the workflow to modify the workflow. When it is published, you can't modify that. When it is checked out, you can modify that. So in the workflow, in the workflow, in the workflow, you have in the workflow, you have actually workflow activities. If you go to the core tab here, these are called workflow activities. Guys, understanding each and every activity will help us a lot. You need to understand each and every activity. So this is a begin activity. This is an end activity. These are actually other activities. These are actually approval activities. Okay, these are actually approval activities. Okay. So under core activities, you are able to see approval activities, conditional activities, notification activities, on-call activities, service catalog activities. Okay. And subflows activities and tasks activities. Okay. Timer activities. And you have utilities. So these are actually core workflow activities, guys. These are actually core workflow activities. So in the workflow, if you want to write the script, okay, if you want to write the script, guys, remember, you have to use a run script activity. You have to use run script activity. Okay, using run script activity, you can write any server-side script in the workflow. Okay. Create incident task. Okay. So what you can do here, you can write a glide record to create the record. So this is a run script activity, guys. In the workflow, this is called run script activity. So run script activity is used to write server-side script in the workflow. So you can write a glide record. Okay. You can write glide record to create the incident task. Okay. So incident task table name is incident underscore task. Okay. So gr dot initialize gr dot set value gr dot insert. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So here, if you go to the incident task table, so in the incident task table, you can see, so in the incident field, configuration item field, assignment group, assigned to short description, description, total 6 fields. State 1, priority 4, CMDB CI So guys, here current object refers to the table that on which we are actually creating the workflow. We are creating the workflow on the incident table, right? Here current object refers to incident table. So incident configuration item, I am actually populating in the incident task configuration item. Okay. So incident system ID, I am actually populating in the incident field. Okay. Incident field. Short description. Incident short description, I am populating in the current dot. Okay. Clear, right? So you just map this line with this particular activity. You can actually tag this one. Getting my point, right? So you created this workflow. Just go to the properties here. You created the workflow on the incident table. You can see in the incident table. So what are the conditions? You haven't kept any condition here. No conditions. Okay. You have actually created a workflow on the incident table, and whenever the workflow has triggered this, whenever the incident is created, this workflow will run. It will create the incident task, right? Getting my point. So I am going to create a incident record, guys. Okay. So whenever I created this incident, workflow will trigger. It will create a incident task. So it will create a incident task. If you see here, we'll go to the incident task and see incident task is created or not. Incident task is not created. No, no, no. It should trigger. Specify at least one condition to trigger the workflow. Okay. Now I am creating an incident record one more time. So I created an incident. We will see incident task is created or not here. You can see incident task is created. So let me just open the incident task here. So from this incident task is created. Okay, from this incident, the incident task is created. So what is happened? So whenever the workflow is triggered, So whenever the incident is created, this workflow has triggered. It has created an incident task, guys. Okay, assignment group we haven't mapped. So whenever the incident is created, the workflow has triggered, it has created a incident task, guys. So same thing, we can also do it using business rule also, right? Yes, Nilma. So same script. Okay. We can also do it using business rule also, right? Let me just um, inactivate this one, set inactive. So I can write a business rule on the incident table. I can write a business rule on the incident table. Right click, configure, go to business tools. So create incident task. After insert, okay. So what are we doing this time? We are actually using business rule. So after insert, and we are actually creating the record. So we can do the same thing using before business rule. Sorry, you can do the same thing using business rule also. So whenever the incident is created, okay, the after business rule will run. It will actually create a incident task. The after business rule will actually create a incident task. Okay, you can see second incident is created. This is actually created from the business rule. This is actually created from the workflow, guys. Okay. You can say this was actually created 4 minutes ago. This is created just now. This is created from the business rule. Okay, same requirement we are able to achieve it using business rule. Same requirement we are able to achieve it using workflow. Which one is actually good practice? Guys, remember, workflow will actually trigger once, guys. Business rule can be triggered multiple times. Business rule can be triggered multiple times. I will show you one example so that you will be able to understand better. Okay. So this one, I am actually deactivating this one. This one, I am deactivating this one. Okay. This one also inactivated, right? This one also inactivated. Okay. Fine. So ignore about this one. I am actually creating another workflow. I am creating another workflow. So this time is actually updating the record for every update. Okay. Guys, remember this point. Update incident task. This is also on the incident table, guys. This is also on the incident table. Okay. Run the workflow always. Okay. Whenever you change the short description, so whenever you change the short description, getting my point, this workflow will be triggered. In this workflow, you have starting activity, beginning activity, and ending activity, and use this remove line, and I'm using run script activity. Run script activity is used to write the server side script in the workflows, guys. I'm using run script here. Okay. Update incident task. Okay. Guys, observe the difference closely here, guys. So I am actually reading the incident tasks. Okay. So you are actually reading the incident field with the current system ID. Okay. If a record found, you will actually update the gr dot set value short description, comma, current dot short description. And you are using gr dot update method to update the record. Okay. You created a workflow. In the workflow, you are actually, whenever the short description changed on the incident task short description should be updated. I am just publishing this workflow, guys. Okay. Clear, right? So this incident has, let me just add the related list here. This incident has associated one task, right? So whenever you change the short description here, associated task short description also should be changed. Short description is already here, right? Okay. Now what I am doing is test record Uday Gadiparthi. I changed the short description here. As soon as I changed the short description here, associated task short description also should be changed. The associated task short description is also changed to test record Uday Gadiparthi. So I am just changing it again, second time. Test Gadiparthi 522. I have changed now again, second time. Okay. Now, if I scroll down here, has it changed to Uday test record Uday Gadiparthi 522? 522 is not changed here. Second time not changed. Let me update third time here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third time I changed the short description. Has it changed the short description here? No. Okay. No, right? I am changing it fourth time. Okay. Has it changed the short description? No, right? Only first time it has changed the short description. Only first time it has changed the short description. That means here, guys, workflow will trigger only once. Workflow will trigger only once. So I am going to deactivate this workflow. I am going to deactivate this workflow. I am going to write the same script in the business rule, guys. Business rule will trigger multiple times. You understand point? I'm going to write the same logic in the business rule. Okay. Update incident task. Okay. Now I created a business rule, guys. So here I'm going to change the short description to test Uday Gadiparthi 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as I change the short description here, it will actually change the short description in the incident task. You can see test Uday Gadiparthi 1, 2, 3, 4. I am changing second time here 9642. Okay. Business rule will also run second time as well. You can see it is changed to 9642. I am just changing it to 7989. Okay. You can see here 7989. So business rule will trigger multiple times, guys. Whereas workflow will trigger only once. It can be update or insert only one time. Got it right? Workflow will trigger only once. For second update, workflow will not be triggered again. For third update, workflow will not be triggered again. For fourth update, workflow will not be triggered again. But when it comes to the business rule, okay, one time for one incident, yes. So you guys are clear, right? So in the workflow, I am just activating this one, okay? And we have created few more workflows, right? So this one, create incident task. We did remove this one. So we'll go to checked out. So I have kept active this one. I have kept active this one also active. Both one actives. I am going to deactivate this business rule. Okay, only workflows are active, guys. No business rules. Now I am actually creating one incident here. Right click. I'm just using copy incident here. So I'm creating an incident. Whenever the incident is created, it will actually trigger the workflow. It will create a incident task. You can see the task here. Incident task is created. I am just changing the short description to a short description Uday in the end. Okay. So it will change Uday name for the first time. So here you can see short description. Is it active? Okay. We should change the short description, but it is not changing. The workflow only runs if no other workflows are running on a specific record. Hmm. Creating an incident. Once I create the incident, task will be created. Task is created. I'm changing the short description here. As soon as I change the short description, another workflow should trigger. Another workflow should trigger that should actually update this particular short description here. Update incident task. Create incident task, it is creating fine. Update incident task. Check out this one. We'll also check out this one. We'll make it inactive. Whenever I save this one, mm, here 1, 2, 3, 4. We deactivated this one. This is active. Copy incident. I'm creating an incident. Okay. I think still business rule is active, looks like. Right click, configure, go to business rules. Both are false. It's created fine. Whenever I update the short description, I updated the short description. Right click, go to show contexts. This workflow has not run. This workflow has not run. Only this one has triggered. One, two, three, four. We changed it. We changed one, two, three, four, right? Okay. First of all, we'll do one thing. We'll create one more incident. So create incident task, workflow should trigger and it should create a task. It is working fine. 5, 6, 7, 8, right? I am changing it to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I updated it, right? Once I updated it, it should change it as the short description should be changed as 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Mm. Run the workflow always. As there is already one workflow on this particular incident, this is not triggered, looks like. As there is already one workflow on the incident table, no, no, this is already active. Copy incident. Okay, save this one. It will actually trigger the workflow. It will actually create the incident task. That is fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I update this one, another workflow should trigger. Another workflow should trigger, and it should update the associated incident task short description. Okay. But when there is already a workflow, the another workflow is not actually getting triggered. So in that case, we can do one thing alternatively. Alternatively, what we can do is we can write a business rule. We can write a business rule to trigger the workflow using scripting. To trigger the workflow using scripting, we can actually use business rule so that the workflow will run only once. Okay. So you can only have one main workflow, which is the one that drives the different stages for the requested item. Sounds like you want your main workflow to pass while another activity runs, awaiting user info. Is that correct? As you know, running two different workflows on the same table is highly ambiguous. Okay, so only one workflow you can actually attach on the table. If you attach second workflow on the same table, if you want to run that, you can also use script, and using script you can run this particular workflow, guys. So what I do is I go to the table, I take the system ID of this particular workflow, I create a business rule on this particular incident table, right click, configure, go to business rules. I will trigger the workflow using script, guys. There is already one, right? New workflow. The workflow system ID. current comma update. So you are actually triggering the, okay. First of all, I'm actually creating a incident here. So whenever I create the incident, first workflow will be triggered. It should actually create the incident task. Okay. So it is actually creating a incident task. Okay. Whenever I change the short description here, okay, Uday Gadiparthi, I changed the short description. As soon as I change the short description, business tool will trigger. Business tool will fire the workflow. So then once the workflow is fired, once the workflow is fired, the associated incident short description also should be changed. We'll see this workflow is triggered or not. One double zero one three. 10013. Business tool workflow has triggered. Workflow has triggered. Current dot system ID. Current short description. The workflow also triggered, guys. You can see if you see show contacts here, the record number is 0010013. We'll give a try with another incident. Copy incident. Okay. 10014. Incident is created. Incident is created. Incident task is created. That means workflow is triggered. Okay, fine. Now we'll go to the workflows and we will see the workflow context here. Show workflow contexts. 10014. This one. Just now. Workflow is triggered. Workflow is triggered. Finished. Now I am going to change the short description. I changed the short description. As soon as I change the short description, immediately this business tool will run. This business tool will run. This will actually fire the workflow. Okay. And it will actually trigger the workflow. And we will see workflow is actually triggered or not using show contexts. 10014. So just now, 1 minute ago, workflow is triggered. Allow me a moment, guys. 10015. 10015 just now. 10015. This one is also getting triggered at a time. Two workflows are actually getting triggered at a time, guys. That is the problem. You understand, right? Both the workflows are triggered at a time. Both the workflows are triggered at a time. That is the problem here. So even when you trigger it using before business rule, that is of no use. It will run only one time, right? So what we should do here in this case, we have to trigger the workflow only one time. We'll do one thing, guys. I am going to delete this workflow. Hmm, Set inactive. Only this one is active. Publish true. And now the copy incident. So it hasn't created the incident task. Here we are supposed to see incident tasks, right? Okay, incident tasks will appear only when the task is there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to create a incident task manually. I'm not actually creating it from the script. Okay, I'm creating just 10016, right? 10016. I created an incident task manually. Okay, I created a incident task manually. That means workflow has not triggered it. So you can see incident task. This I created manually. That means workflow has not triggered, guys. Now when I change the short description here, workflow will be triggered. Okay, workflow will be triggered and it will actually update the short description here. It has not triggered. So that means this business tool is not working properly now. So only one workflow is getting triggered at a time, guys. That we need to understand. Only one workflow is getting triggered at a time. Now you can see here, once I create the incident here, it is creating the incident task. This incident task that I am actually creating from the business rule, guys. So from the business rule, I am actually creating this incident task because I activated this business tool. Okay. Whenever I change the short description here, whenever I change the short description here, the workflow should run this time. I changed the short description, right? Workflow is also not running. Huh? This one is also not running. 10017. And this one also the workflow is already triggered. Mm, the problem is that the problem is that the workflow is getting triggered. Even update incident task workflow is also getting triggered whenever we update the whenever we create the record. You see here, right click, copy incident. Okay. Now what happens? It will run the business rule. It will create an incident task, right? Okay. It is creating the incident task, right? So without changing this short description, this incident task workflow has run. That is the problem. You see here. You just go to the show context 10018, right? 10018. So without I change the short description, the workflow has triggered. As it has already triggered, second time it is not triggering. That is the problem. Hmm? You understand the problem here, what is happening and all. We created two workflows. One is actually create incident task, update incident task. Both are triggered at a time. Understand my point? Once a workflow is triggered, it won't be triggered second time. You are clear? So what is happening even when you are changing the short description, as the workflow has already triggered update incident task, that is actually not triggered second time. Okay. So that is the problem, guys, here. Okay, we'll discuss about workflows more in detail in tomorrow session. Okay. Clear, right? Any questions from anyone, guys? I am unmuting everyone. Now you can ask your questions, guys. Any questions from anyone? Okay, then we'll be connecting tomorrow, guys. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.